There's a plant that makes everything you consume hit harder, twisting the way your body reacts. Another hides in desserts and coffee, looking harmless until a high dose turns it against you. And one golden flower, worth more than gold, can lift your mood or poison your body. These are a few kitchen plants you could literally overdose on if you're unaware. Black pepper is one of the most common spices in the world. It sits on almost every table and is used daily in countless dishes. It feels neutral, harmless, almost invisible in how routine it is. But inside black pepper, there is a chemical called piperine, and this compound has very specific biological effects. Piperine is not hallucinogenic and will not cause intoxication by itself, but it changes the way the body processes other substances. In simple terms, black pepper acts as a natural enhancer. The effect comes from piperine's ability to inhibit certain enzymes in the liver and intestines. These enzymes normally break down chemicals and prepare them to be excreted. When they are slowed down, other compounds stay longer in the bloodstream and reach higher concentrations. Pharmacology describes this as an increase in bioavailability. That means a substance that might normally pass through your system quickly can suddenly become much more potent when combined with black pepper. From a psychoactive perspective, the important point is not that pepper makes people hallucinate, but that it amplifies whatever else is present. If someone consumes another substance with mild psychoactive potential, black pepper can push that effect further and make it last longer. In that sense, pepper is a background player, but one that changes the whole picture. In traditional medicine systems like Ayurveda, pepper was often mixed with herbs precisely because of this property. There is also some evidence from animal research that piperine itself might influence the nervous system. Experiments suggest it can increase levels of serotonin and dopamine, the neurotransmitters involved in mood regulation. Some studies point to potential antidepressant and memory-enhancing effects. These findings are preliminary, but they underline the idea that black pepper is not entirely neutral. Vanilla is one of the most familiar flavors in the world. It is tied to desserts, ice cream, coffee, and even perfumes. People associate it with comfort, sweetness, and safety. But behind that familiar taste is a plant with surprising chemical properties, and in very high amounts, vanilla could be dangerous. The source of natural vanilla is the vanilla orchid. Its pods are harvested, cured, and processed to produce the dark, aromatic substance that most people know as vanilla extract. The main compound responsible for the smell and taste is vanillin, but natural vanilla contains hundreds of different chemicals, each contributing to its profile. Because of how popular and expensive it is, most of the vanilla we consume today is artificial vanillin, synthesized from other plant sources such as clove oil or even from wood pulp. But whether natural or synthetic, vanillin is not completely inert. The bigger issue lies with vanilla extract, which is the most common form used in kitchens. By law, real vanilla extract must contain a minimum of 35% alcohol, because alcohol is used to dissolve and preserve the compounds from the pods. That means a bottle of pure vanilla extract is closer to a bottle of liquor than to a simple flavoring agent. In fact, consuming it in large quantities can lead to intoxication, just like drinking any strong alcohol. Poison control centers regularly receive reports of children or teenagers drinking vanilla extract to get drunk, often with unpleasant consequences such as nausea, vomiting, dizziness, and loss of coordination. On top of the alcohol, there are case reports of people experiencing serious symptoms after consuming excessive amounts of products flavored with concentrated vanillin. Saffron is often called the most expensive spice in the world. It comes from the dried stigmas of the Crocus sativus flower, used in gourmet cooking, perfumes, and traditional medicine. People usually think of it as a safe and valuable seasoning, but saffron is also one of the most pharmacologically active plants used in kitchens. Research suggests that saffron can elevate mood, reduce symptoms of depression, and even improve memory in certain doses. Clinical trials have shown that saffron extracts can be as effective as some pharmaceutical antidepressants for mild to moderate depression. The mechanism appears to involve boosting levels of serotonin in the brain, much like conventional antidepressant drugs. This is why saffron is sometimes described as a natural antidepressant. But the same properties that make saffron seem beneficial also carry risks. At higher doses, saffron can become toxic. Consuming just a few grams in a single sitting has been linked to dizziness, nausea, and excessive sedation. Even higher doses may trigger dangerous symptoms, such as bloody diarrhea, severe drops in blood pressure, and nervous system overstimulation. Nutmeg is a common kitchen ingredient, grated into desserts, sauces, and drinks for its warm flavor. It seems harmless, even comforting, but nutmeg has a second identity that is much more dangerous. For centuries, it has been known not only as a spice, but also as a substance with mind-altering effects when consumed in large amounts. The seeds of the nutmeg tree, Myristica fragrans, contain several psychoactive compounds. These chemicals belong to a family of compounds that interact with the nervous system. When taken in high doses, they can cause intoxication that resembles both alcohol and mild hallucinogens. People who have overdosed on nutmeg describe feelings of euphoria, confusion, distorted perception of time, and vivid hallucinations. The problem is that the dose needed to produce these effects is not far from the dose that causes poisoning. Hospital records show patients arriving with palpitations, dehydration, and in rare cases, dangerous complications such as organ stress or seizures. Some people report feeling the after effects 2 or 3 days later, including headaches, anxiety, or extreme tiredness. This long and unpredictable course makes nutmeg especially risky. The key chemical of interest in calamus is acerone, found in several different forms depending on the plant variety. Acerone has structural similarities to known psychoactive substances such as mescaline. This chemical resemblance led to speculation that calamus might have psychedelic effects, and indeed, traditional accounts sometimes describe visions or altered states after consuming the root. Large doses of calamus root can cause disorientation, nausea, and mild perceptual changes. But along with any psychoactive effects come strong toxic effects. Acerone is considered carcinogenic in high amounts, and animal studies have linked it to liver damage and other organ stress. Because of these risks, the sale of calamus products for human consumption is restricted in several countries. Unlike saffron or nutmeg, which are still widely consumed, calamus has become more of a forgotten plant with a controversial reputation. In small amounts, calamus root may never cause obvious harm, and for centuries, people used it without issue. But the science today paints a clearer picture. Acerone is too risky to ignore. That is why calamus stands as a reminder that not every traditional plant is safe, and that even the forgotten flavors of the past can hold dangerous secrets.